All right, what's up, guys? We're going to be doing a DCEU tier list. Let's find out which shows and movies I think are the best and which ones I think are the worst.
Mainly concerned back in the day with how long I would last. Make a few $1,000 stack with every hour pass. I catch you playing inside my lane and I'ma foul your ass.
All right, so here we go with the list. We have 14 movies, and we have 13 movies and one show that we're going to be ranking on this tier list. So I have great, good, decent, not good, trash. All right, so pretty self-explanatory. Gonna keep it simple for this one. This is my first tier list video. So yeah, we're gonna be starting off with Batman versus Superman. This is a movie that I was mixed about because I was so excited about Superman and Batman, going at each other, and then it ended up being a disappointing movie for me. But I still I want to like it so much. Like I still watch it a lot, and I still enjoy the entertainment, the action, and things like that. But it's just it's a very flawed film. I really do love Ben Affleck as Batman. I think it's one of the best takes of Batman. I just think they went a little too overboard with the the just relentless killing. It seems like that he was doing in the movie, but the way that they filmed the action, like the warehouse scene, is unbelievable. Like that's probably the best fight scene that I've seen from Batman, I think, in any movie. Superman's great in it. Obviously, Henry Cavill is a great Superman. I think he does very good in it. I do not like Lex Luthor in this movie. I just think he was just, I don't know, just a weird character. Didn't really like much about what he was doing in the film. Another problem with the movie is that it just tried to do too much all at once. Just too many storylines going on. They didn't really know how to handle it. One thing they do really well in Batman v Superman is showing Batman's perspective and how he sees Superman. In the beginning of the film, the way that Superman, he just sees him fighting and just buildings being destroyed and people all around him, being traumatized and people getting hurt from what's happening, and Batman just sees him as this dangerous alien like character that he has to stop. I think they do a good job of showing that off, so I'm gonna put this in decent for now, right in the middle, because it's not a good movie, but it's not good in my opinion, just because of the fact that it has entertainment value, and I always rewatch it, so it's got to count for something. All right, so we have, what, we're gonna save Black Adam for a little bit down the list because the movie just came out. I got to keep it a little suspenseful. All right, so now we have the Justice League next. This is the non Zack Snyder cut, which is much more flawed. Obviously, I'm gonna put this at not good because of the fact of the matter. It's just a much worse version of Zack Snyder's. Like Zack Snyder's original vision was actually good, and the fact that they bring it down to this movie and released this one in theaters, just crazy to me. They didn't want it to be too long, I guess, and they wanted to just cram everything together. Everything moved so quickly, not a lot of character development. So I'm just gonna give this a not good, mainly just because of the decision making. Like they had a better movie out of Zack Snyder's version, and they just chose not to use it. So yeah, it's going there. Birds of Prey. This is a movie I actually really enjoyed. Um, Damn, where do I put this though? I honestly don't know where to put it because I don't know if I can say it's better than Batman v Superman, but I know for a fact that I really liked it. I don't know, man. This is tough right here. I'm gonna put this in good. I'm just gonna put it in good. Now, damn. I'm gonna put it ahead of Batman v Superman in decent. So that's where I'm gonna put it at. I liked it. Harley Quinn's character is just, I can watch that character all the time. Like I think she just plays it so great. Margot Robbie is like so perfect for the role in my opinion. And that's really mainly why I like the movie so much, is just because I can just watch that all day. It's funny. It has like a little bit of the Deadpool vibes. That's what they were trying to go for. I think the action scenes are good. I actually liked the villain a lot in this movie, so I will put it ahead of Batman v Superman and decent. All right, so we have Man of Steel, which has become like a really controversial movie. Some people hate it, some people love it, some people think it's a masterpiece, some people think it's absolute trash. Me personally, I do like this movie, even though it's not really true to the character of Superman, but it's a different take, which I can also appreciate. Uh, Zack Snyder, I think, he just did his own thing with it and tried something different. It is controversial because, Superman's destroying a city while he's fighting this guy, not worrying about putting people in harm's way. He's a little dark. It's just different. It's not what people expected, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like it. But if you watch it for what it is, I think it's a really good movie. I don't think it's great, but I think I'm gonna put it right here at good. All right, so we have the first Wonder Woman. They kind of went like the Captain America, first Avenger route. I think it's an inspiring movie. I think it's epic. The way the action is filmed is so good. It does have some good comedy moments where she kind of unintentionally does something funny because she doesn't really know what she's doing. I think that's hilarious. That type of comedy. The ending was a little bit lackluster in my opinion. I wasn't really a big fan of the villain. It seems to be a little bit of a trend, I feel like, with the DCEU, where they don't have like an amazing villain yet, or too many amazing villains that really are like a big part of the movie and get good character development. And I just felt like that's exactly how this movie was. The ending just wasn't that great. They didn't stick the landing, but overall this movie's really good. Like I said, I like the aspect of her being hundreds and hundreds of years old and being a fish out of water and things like that. And it was just really good. I like the war setting. That's one thing I like about it. The war setting is just really cool, really action packed, things like that. So just really love this movie. I'm gonna put it. Damn, do I put it ahead of of Steel? I really don't know. These tier lists are tough to make. I honestly like both of these pretty equally. I would say they got it right with Wonder Woman here. I gotta put Wonder Woman ahead of Man of Steel. Yeah, that's just how I gotta do it. Black Adam, the newest movie in the DCEU, and I do have a review for it. You can go check that out. And I'm just gonna say it right now. Very disappointed. It was a very generic, formulaic superhero movie, anti-hero movie, whatever you want to call it. The villain was shallow, no depth to the villain. Didn't care about him. He was just a typical villain that shows up at the end that's supposed to fight the hero, and that's pretty much what happens. There's nothing to the villain at all. There's so many action scenes like nonstop. There wasn't time for any major character development for the supporting cast. And yeah, that's just my take on it. I was disappointed. I don't know if I would say it's not good. Like I said for Batman versus Superman, it has a lot of the great action. I'm gonna put it. Damn. I'm gonna put it behind these two in decent. I don't think it's. It definitely has some good things about it, like Doctor Fate. I think he's great in it. The Rock, I think, does a good job as Black Adam. The action is, it's kind of typical CGI fest with, these powerful god tier heroes throwing each other through things, but it still entertains me. So I'm not gonna say it's not good. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I don't know if I could say it's not good though. All right, so Peacemaker, the lone TV show on this list. This show to me was actually really good, really funny. I like the comedy in this. Love John Cena as Peacemaker. I do like the supporting cast, the team that he works with. Vigilante's hilarious. He's a great character. One thing I really like about Peacemaker as well is that they really found a way to humanize Peacemaker and make him a little relatable and makes you want to, go for him and feel for him. And that's one thing that you didn't really see coming because he was like such an ass if throughout, Suicide Squad. So, eventually the way that they're able to characterize him and make you root for him, I think they did a really good job with that. Yeah, I would love to see more Peacemaker. Hopefully, there's plenty more seasons to come, because I think that's the best thing, one of the best things that the DCEU has going right now. Definitely this show. So Peacemaker's going right there in the good category, and then we have Aquaman. And to me, Aquaman is right here. Yeah, I would say Aquaman is right here. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put it ahead of Man of Steel. I think the whole setting, underwater is really cool. Obviously, it's completely different from other superheroes. They do a really good job of building the world. The action in Aquaman is really good. It's scaled, really big. It's blockbuster. You can see everything too, the way that they film it. I really like that. Aquaman's just badass in this. Sometimes the movie can get a little like almost like cheesy and over the top with the way that they're trying to do the comedy and like like the colorfulness of the movie almost. But I think the movie overall is just a huge fun ride. Really entertaining, a lot of replay value in my opinion. I always go back. I just really love the overall vibe of the movie. I think it's just really well done. James Wan does a good job in this one. Having fun with the movie. All right, then we have Shazam. Shazam is a really good movie. I mean, it's like almost like the turning point where they started going a little lighter. They introduced a lot of comedy. At certain times, I felt like it was a little over the top with the childish comedy and things like that. But I think they did do a good enough job. I think they did a really good job though, like in terms of like the contrast between him being a kid and then him turning into this superhero, being in a man's body but still being a child at heart. I think they did a really good job with that. The villain, to me was, he's a generic villain, nothing special about him. But, I think the movie can get past that because they do everything else so well. Yeah, Shazam is a really good movie. I'm going to put it, in my opinion, it's going to go right here. I'm starting to move Man of Steel down the list. All right, so we have the theatrical version of Batman v Superman. And I'm going to put this one right here in not good because the Ultimate Edition is just a better version of it. So that's going up there on decent, and then bam right here. Wonder Woman 84. Oh man, this movie right here, man. It was just like what happened? You go from, this great movie or this good movie, I should say, top tier good movie, and you give us this with the villain, terrible villain, just dumb storyline in my opinion. The whole wish thing, I don't know. I just wasn't into it. Wasn't into the movie at all. I'm not gonna say it's trash though. Definitely not trash, but it's definitely the worst out of the not good category. Then we have the newer Suicide Squad, which I really loved. Honestly, I'm putting that right here. This movie is really good, really entertaining. Love the comedy in it. I think Peacemaker, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, I love all of them stars of the movie in my opinion. This movie's really violent and graphic, and I appreciate it honestly. It's not a lot of superhero movies are gonna be like that. It's also very like almost like family oriented, like the way that they get together at the end, and they become one unit together. It's kind of heartfelt, so I do like that about this movie. The comedy and the action is really good. The way that they blend it together, like the scene where Bloodsport and Peacemaker take out the entire village, and then they find out later on that those were the good guys. So like stuff like that, like it's just hilarious. So I really love this movie. I'm gonna put it right here. All right, so we have the first Suicide Squad, which might be the first one to make the trash category, especially when you compare it to the second one. It's definitely, to me, it's definitely trash. Nothing about it was good to me, honestly. And then we have Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is really like, leaps and bounds better than the theatrical cut. Much longer, much more time for, character development, much more time to build the story. It's just better. The pacing is better. Even though it's a long ass movie, the pacing is, way better than the other one. The other one's just, putting a bunch of things together and just trying to pump out a movie as fast as you can, cutting out some of the best parts, honestly. So hopefully DCEU takes that into account more in the future too. Like trust the director's vision and allow some time in the damn movie. Things need to develop. And this is a perfect example. This movie is really good. Put it right there. I would say this is the order I would have it in. And as you can see, no movie made the great category. And that's just my opinion. I don't think the DCU has made an Infinity War or an Endgame yet, I don't think they've made a Captain America Winter Soldier. I don't think, they haven't made a No Way Home type of movie yet. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people think Man of Steel is great and Zack Snyder's Justice League is great, like on those levels, but I'm just not there with those. I don't think those are quite on the same level as the ones that I mentioned. So yeah, this is my list. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what you disagree on in the comments. And yeah, just remember, it's only my opinion. I'm not saying you have to think like this. In terms of enjoyment and what I really love watching the most, this is pretty much exactly, how I see it. So thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Later.